one.
Hey, what is up guys? So I'm going to be talking about the new Quake Champions game, and anyways, finally I can show you guys gameplay footage because there was an NDA, meaning I could not share it with you guys. Now, I'm pretty sure this game will be free, but I cannot confirm that. As far as I know, it should be free because you have to actually unlock the characters either by playing the game, or you can, I guess, purchase the boxes and get currency, and then therefore you guys can unlock the heroes. But anyways, you guys want to know what are my thoughts on this game. Now, in this gameplay, I actually go through all the guns. After I've been playing the game for a while, I pretty much just go for rockets and the sniper, and that's pretty much what I stick to. But this gameplay is pretty good because it has all of the weapons being used. But anyways, first off, my thoughts on the game. It's very true to Unreal and the original Quake games. It has a lot of the classic weapons, and they tried to mix it up by having these champions. And the champions each have different health, different passives, different ultimates. But the ultimates are not as powerful as they are in Overwatch. You know, in Overwatch, to make certain plays, you need the ultimate. Like, Overwatch is heavily emphasized about an objective, and you use your ultimate to try to capture that objective. Well, in this game, you could argue the same thing, where we're playing TDM over here, as you guys have seen from the gameplay, but you use your ultimate to try to secure weapons and positions, and certain items in the game as well. Obviously, in TDM, the objective is just to get kills. But in some of the other modes, there is going to be objectives. I'm sure they're going to have capture the flag and some of the other classic modes that the Quake franchise has, as well as like Unreal. Like, it feels very close to the original like Quake and Unreal, where the gameplay is really fast. There's no guy that holds up a giant shield. Now, there is a guy that has an ultimate that has a shield. There is someone that can kind of heal. But for the most part, it's very classic. Like, you're not going to be swapping to a hero to try to counter someone else like you could in Overwatch. I mean, you could argue a character with like lower health sometimes might not be the best thing against a composition that is relatively tanky, and they're not going to be dying as fast. But since you move faster, you can kind of outstrafe them. Now, I have what's called the quad damage, which multiplies your damage times 4. It's probably one of the best items in the game that you can get. But I really like it because it makes you feel like a boss, and that's basically the objective in the game, in TDM at least, is to time the weapons. I used to play Halo all the time, and that was part of the game. Like, sometimes people look at these older games, and I understand where they're coming from. They're like, well, what were we supposed to do, just get kills, that's it? Like, I know a lot of games these days are push the payload, like Paladins and Overwatch, and there's a lot of games that are very similar to that genre. But in this, it's more straightforward, and as far as like killing the heroes in the game, it's more straightforward. It's not like, oh, you have to wait till like this guy uses this ability, then you can try to kill him. For the most part, just get kills. You're on relatively equal playing ground. Some characters will start out with more health and more armor, but you're going to be moving faster, and of course, you can actually kind of outmaneuver some of those opponents because you can move faster. But anyways, here's the shotgun. Now, you actually can start out with 3 different weapons. Now, this is a pre-recorded gameplay because, again, I finally actually played with all of the guns. This is earlier gameplay, so it's not like the most insane KD, but again, I wanted to show you guys all of the weapons. But you can start with 3 weapons. You can start with the machine gun, or the shotgun, or the nail gun. Now, I used all of them in this video, but you guys can see right there, there's the weapons that you can select. Now, the machine gun hits for 8 damage, and it is a hit scan. The shotgun is, well, it's a shotgun. You just try to get as close as you possibly can. Now, that guy just cloaked, so that's why I was shooting. And then I'm going to cloak on him, and try to get a flank on him. But anyways, the shotgun, you want to get as close up as possible. And then the nail gun, it is a gun where you don't have hit scan, but it does 12 damage instead of 8, so it's higher damage, but it's not hit scan, meaning the nails actually have to travel. Now, over here you'll see there's 2 guys. I got one of them, and I think that guy might have quad damage. Quad damage is, like I said, very, very powerful in the game. It's the objective. Like, I like that idea of having power weapons. Although, when you start out with certain weapons, like, you can only start out with 3 choices as of now, unless they're changing that in the future. But, primarily, again, like, people just kind of stick to one gun. Like, when I played Unreal, I was all about the flat cannon, and people just have their favorite guns, and I totally understand that. But, I think most people will argue that the rocket launcher is probably one of the most powerful guns in the game. I think that one, as well as the sniper, are the most viable ones for most players. None of the guns in this game I think are absolutely terrible. Like, you can still kill someone with a rocket launcher with a machine gun, although your time to kill is significantly slower. They have to actually, you know, of course, hit you. You can see over there, I actually jumped off the wall. Now, a lot of people are playing Nyx just because she's the hottest character in the game. At least, well, that's what I think. But each character has different abilities, and I don't think there's one hero that everyone is playing. But I think a lot of players that are coming to the game, you only have like certain heroes when you start with. Now, on my account, I actually have all of the heroes. I'm not sure if that's because I got into like the earlier version of the game, because I didn't have to unlock any of the heroes. But if you guys happen to try out the beta, you don't have all the heroes unlocked. Actually, you know what? I'll make a separate video and I'll talk a little bit about each different hero and I'll talk more about their abilities. But kind of want to just talk about my thoughts on the game. But if you've played some of the classic Quake and Unreal games, it's very true to them. It's not trying to copy other games. So many of these games these days are like, oh, we have a hero that throws up a giant shield. We have a hero that hooks people. It's just it just feels more classic, and I gotta give them credit for that. You can see over here, I'm activating that so they can't see me. Pick up the quad damage, and quad damage with rockets, pretty good over here. But when you see someone that is like outlined in like that purple, blue, or purple pink, that is when you want to kill them, because when you kill them, they actually will drop the quad damage and you can pick them up. Kind of like how you would pick up a power weapon in Halo or any FPS game. I guess there's maybe some optimization issues right now in the beta. You see like there's a few frames that drop, and I have a GTX 1080. I'm running the KB Lake 7700K, but that obviously will be fixed in the game. And some people were saying that like they were having FPS issues while I was watching other people stream it. But again, don't worry too much about that. I'm sure that that's just an issue that can be updated with like a driver in the future or something like that. But a lot of people wanted to know, like, because I was playing the game on the live stream for a while. But again, I wanted to showcase off this game because I actually use all the mods. But they were like, what are your thoughts on this? Are you going to stream this game, you know, when it launches? If it's a free game, I mean, of course I'm going to check it out when it comes out. But if I have to buy it, I don't know. I'll see what other game modes, and I'll see how the game's doing. Sometimes, as a streamer, you at least try what's popular. You know, you go with the trend, you find out if the game is for you or not. But I'm not sure if this game can survive as far as in the casual play section. I feel like this is more of an elitist FPS game. Like Overwatch, relatively friendly. You know, you can go in, get some kills, have a little bit of fun. But in this game, I feel like it's not necessarily the same, because the people that are good at this game will absolutely dominate you. And it's very difficult if you're playing against a very, very good player to have a good time. And in Overwatch, you can still have a relatively good time against players that are just better than you. But I feel like the skill gap in this game is much stronger. Like, the skill ceiling for this game is much higher, just because of, I want to say it's more classic, and on top of that, like, your hits all, like, count. Like, you know, in Overwatch, there's these shields, there's so many things that are out of your control, and in this game, if you're good, it will feel like you are in control. You'll see, like, right now, I see the guy, he's going to jump up to try to chase me. I activate Cloak. I'm able to get a kill on one of the guys. But I think it's, again, it's not a game for people that aren't interested in being very, very good at this game, because you're just not going to necessarily have the best of times unless they make some other more, like, modes that are more accessible for casual play. But I was watching like the views on Twitch, and when they finally were like, "Hey guys, you guys can stream the game now," it dropped relatively fast. Like it got a few thousand, and then it slowly just kind of died off. And I feel like a lot of people will probably treat this game kind of like Titanfall. They're like, "Oh, it's a new game." They play it, and then it just kind of dies off. Now, it all depends on how well Bethesda supports this game. If there's a lot of huge tournaments with this, it could get relatively popular, and I hope it does. I want games to be successful because I like variety on Twitch. But I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be one of those games that a lot of new streamers try out and they can't do well. Look at that. That was a really good like jump right there off the wall, and I was able to dodge the rocket. But overall, I think that again, this game is just too hard for most players, and I like games that have a high skill ceiling like StarCraft. But unfortunately, those games just aren't as popular on Twitch as you know, other more friendly, casual-ish games. You know, it's more accessible to, you know, everyone, so they're going to be more successful. But I applaud them for just not going that route. But I'll check out the game when it launches for sure. Here I'm trying to use what is considered like the sniper in the game. A potato aim. It's actually not that easy using it. Alright, you guys try it and you'll understand what I'm talking about. I have some gameplay of snipers which I'll probably upload later, but I'll do an in-depth like going over all the heroes. I think we went 25. We had a 2-1 KD in this game. I know it's not like insane. I have better gameplay, but again, I kind of just use rockets only. And some people are like, wow, all you do is use rockets. But that's the gun I think is good, and that's just kind of how some of these games are. Like an Unreal, flat cannon, best gun. But the game is in beta right now, so if you guys have a key, enjoy the game. But if you guys don't have a key and you guys don't happen to get in, Unreal is a very similar game. There's a newer version of Unreal, and you guys can look it up, and it's very similar. So if you guys try out Unreal, I wouldn't say they're not exactly the same game, but it's the closest experience that you can get, like, you know, Counter-Strike and Overwatch. I wouldn't say that they're very similar to this. You guys can see over here, you guys can actually buy loot boxes and you can open them up. Now, I'm not sure if heroes are in here. I want to assume that they are, but you can buy them with currency, or I'm sure you can pay real money and unlock them. That's why I think the game is going to be free when it actually does launch. But it is in beta right now, but it's a closed beta. You have to have an invite for it. But you'll see. Yes, a nameplate. So it's just cosmetic things that you unlock. You don't unlock like better guns. You can get better skins for guns, but that doesn't change the gun as of right now, unless they happen to do that in the future. But yeah, my initial thoughts on this: if you like the classic games, you'll have fun with this. If you didn't like them, you can try it out, but I feel like you're just gonna get discouraged because you're gonna get absolutely dominated. But anyways, those are my thoughts on it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the gameplay. But thanks for watching, and I am signing out.